No, I don't. I don't have a clue. Probably pretty ridiculous.
You think?
Well, I can't take it off my head and take a picture because then it would not be on my head.
That makes sense.
Well, you said take it off your head and turn it around and take a picture. Well, I can't do that because
Why?
then it won't be on my head.
What's that?
Well, I thought you wanted to take a picture of me with it on my head because that's what looks silly.
No.
Or are you saying I look silly?
Yeah.
All the time? Even without this goofy contraption on my head?
No, that just that's just.
Adds to my charm.
Yeah.
So this is indeed my rhubarb, and at least I think it is. I mean, this now is looking like a rhubarb leaf. The initial 2 leaves did not, but thankfully I didn't pull them out. I did pull the other plant that was right there out because I don't think I need 2. There's my calendula. It seems to be doing okay. It's looking a little weak, but I fed everything yesterday. And then I'm not really sure what this is. I'm thinking it's probably a weed because I didn't plant it. I mean, anything you don't plant is a weed, right? But is it a useful weed or a not useful weed? I pulled out some of the others that I found that just looked like they were grass coming up from underneath. And then I do believe, yay, my echinacea is starting to pop up. So I hope that's what it is. It looks like it's kind of in a line here. And yeah, I can't think of what else it would be. That's what I planted there, and it's coming up all the same. Except that is a weed. So, my Diana melon that I put in the middle, when did I do that? On the 17th of June, and it's now the 2nd of July, and that still has not come up. So, I don't know what's going on with my melons. I'll have to figure that out. But for now, I'm going to plant something else in here. I think I might put in a couple of cherry tomatoes. I'm going to check my seeds and see what's going to have time to come to ripen before the end of the year.
I really don't care.
Is kind of my thing.
I really don't care.
I know you don't care. But once we get the bench moved, I'll decide where that's going to go. Until now, it can just stay where it is. Well, no, I'll move it so it's out of your way.
Out of my way? What, you think I just wander in there? Like, oh, Dave's out in that lot, walking around.
Walking around.
I move the plant. He might trip over it.
He might.
Doesn't see it.
Hey, nice to my lilies. Oh, by the way, here's my beautiful lilies that have...
Oh, jeez. There you go, subject bag.
Look at how beautiful they are. Oh, they're just lovely. And they smell so amazing. And then these ones are still, I'm still waiting on them. So, yeah. And look at what I have on here. My first ever Roma tomato. So I can't wait for that to grow. Out here and give these a shake. This is looking a little thirsty too. I might come out here and test it for water. We'll see. We'll test them anyway before I water them. I know that in the past one of my failures has been overwatering, but I don't want to compensate. I don't want to overcompensate for that, right? So, and they say if you knock these flowers around, this isn't going to produce a ton, but this barrel's not huge either. Should be able to get a good batch of salsa out of it though, don't you think? My marigolds are starting to come back, thank goodness. Slowly but surely. My Diana melon never did come up, but I do have a black beauty over here that has popped up. So on the where the Diana melon was, I'm going to plant an Arbuson beefsteak tomato and let it climb up that trellis. And then I've got a few onions, as you can see, that are still in the ground. I've pulled out, and I don't have any in this bed. I'll check the other one. I know I said I was going to show you that. Look at this grass coming up all over the place. Anyway, need to come in and mulch once I decide what I'm going to put in here once I pull these onions out. And look at this. So these are looking more like a grape tomato than a cherry tomato, so that's interesting. I don't really remember these are the ones I pulled from some tomato we were eating, just because I didn't have any seeds, so I just grabbed it, right? So I've got tomatoes on it, that's exciting. And then over here, where did I see that? Ah, yes, right there. This is one of my Ailsa Craigs, and this is supposed to be a big heirloom tomato. It looks like it's going to be nice and round. Apparently they take on the shape that they're going to grow into quite early, so I've never seen these tomatoes before, so I have no idea what they're supposed to look like, but there you have it. And you go there. All right, let's dig in here. Oh, you know what? Oh, look at this. We're finding stuff. Oh, I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Oh, there's more. Okay, I have to do something with this. So where else needs some straw? Oh, and a little bit of grass, apparently. We're back in here. I got rid of the ants on here. This was covered in ants. And I sprayed with neem oil. I might have overdone it a little bit. But the aphids are gone and the ants are gone. So that was one thing that I learned, was that if you have ants, it is generally due to something else, such as aphids in your plants. Go ahead and mulch around these guys. I've got everything in here planted that I want planted, so I don't want to cover any of the new little things that are growing, but there's areas where it'll just be mulch. Okay, and the reason I did that is because I had a bunch more of this stuff here. I got yards and yards of... Oh, you can see potatoes under there. Have I shown you the peas lately? We've been eating 2 or 3 a day off of them, which is really all I knew I was going to get. And that's actually the only way I like peas, really, is fresh from the garden. So I don't care for them canned. I refuse to eat them canned, period. I won't eat them. But I will eat them frozen if I have to. But I'd rather only eat them fresh from the garden. So really, I only eat them in the summertime. And if I can get a few out of my garden on my own, I am super happy. So back here, I planted some more cilantro because that stuff did not come up. That was disappointing. Those were actually seeds from my own plant. So I don't know, do you need to wait a year before you plant cilantro? Because I actually literally plucked them off of the plant that I let go to seed last fall and planted them. And that was it. That was all I did. So, yeah, I don't know. On this side, I cut back the potatoes. And I've left them sitting in the ground, and I'll leave them there for a week or so. Apparently, it helps them to harden up a little bit. And you can see I've got one lone little navy bean that survived. And my poor little blueberry bush, which has been starved for light and attention. And yeah, so I will never plant potatoes in this bed again, because that was a really bad idea with that blueberry bush in there. So yeah. Oh, and on the other side here, I planted another ground cherry. It's July 2nd, and they're supposed to be ready in 65 days. So I should, beginning of September, this one should be ripening. So that should be perfect. I don't know if I've even shown you this bed yet. This was the last one to get filled. So it is mostly onions and peppers. I've got a few little teeny tiny baby onions that are popping up here. And then these over here were some more of those red ones. And you can see that I'm leaving them closer to the top now, and I will spoon them as needed. And then I've got in here some sunflower seeds, or some sunflowers. These are just little short guys, good for cutting and putting on your table. I think they'll be pretty out here as a backdrop. And then I've got some hot peppers and a bell pepper, but none of those have shown their pretty little heads yet. Oh, and over on the side there, I planted a couple of vining little tomatoes, thinking I'm going to get hooks along the top there or something, and let them vine down and around the front of this box. I think that will look beautiful. Dave might not agree, but, you know. It'll be too late then. There's not too much changed in here. Now that that poor thing there is not also being dwarfed by potatoes, it's looking better, and those berries plumped right back up again. Oh dear, what's this? I don't know, but I'm going to pull it off. Whatever happened to it. I'm going to throw it down there on the ground, which Dave hates, but I'm going to do it anyway. So I did clear off a few spots from some hay there in the garden bed where I've got shoots coming out from my strawberry plants. You can maybe see one of those there if I get closer. And just giving them somewhere where they can attach. I don't think that they would want to attach to the straw, so I want to give them some just bare dirt to attach to, because we're trying to grow this berry patch. I want to have this whole half a bed filled with berries next year. Yeah, that is the goal. Oh, and then my celery. Look at my beautiful celery. So lovely. It just looks so healthy. I've never grown celery before, so this is something. And then this is my savory, and again, it's already ready to be cut back. My sage didn't make it. My sage in the other bed with the potatoes, it's done for. So, yeah, good thing I planted some more. Hopefully it'll come up. Not too much is different over here. My cucumbers are starting to do something. I did finally get a little gherkin to pop up there. My beans are still being eaten by something. And my dill is starting to put off flowers. So I'm going to have to come out here and harvest this and maybe plant a little bit more, because there's plenty of time for more dill to come in, and I think I will probably use it because I'm going to make pickles this year. And these are my beautiful beans. They're just starting to put out a little bit of flower here. And then this is the second wave. They were about 2 weeks later. And then in about another week, I'm going to plant another wave here. And then that is some holy basil, actually, which apparently is also called pansy, I think they called it. Not entirely sure, but Seeing ants again, but I got most of them off the sunflower plant by spraying it with neem oil. Bell peppers are struggling along. We're getting lots of side growth. So, we'll see. And then my Aunt Molly's cherry tomatoes, or Aunt Molly's ground cherries, they're called. This one's doing lovely. The other two are, I don't know, looking okay, but not fantastic. You know what's weird about this camera is the back screen goes off while I'm filming, and so I can no longer see what I'm filming. There is a zinnia, and of course some lovely, lovely sweet basil. So, look at this. I've got little baby peppers. How adorable are those? I actually might come out and pick one of those tomorrow and taste it. This is a Bulgarian carrot pepper, and so it's supposed to get quite hot, I believe. Yes, that's the hot one. So, yay, peppers! None on my other two plants yet, I don't think. But they've got flowers. So, that's a good sign. So, this is it for me today in the garden. Thank you so much for coming in and having a look around and checking out how things are growing with me. I'm super excited because I'm actually getting to eat some food out of the garden. The potatoes were fabulous, the onions have been wonderful, and the peas are sweet and crunchy, so it's all good. And yeah, I've used some of the dill and made pickles and dip, and somebody wants my recipe for my dill dip, and I don't know if I can duplicate it. It's the first time I made it, and I just made it up kind of on the fly. So we'll see if I ever, next time I make a dill dip, I'll be sure to record it. Anyway, guys, thanks so much for coming and hanging out with me. You know it means the world to me. I hope you have a fantastic day and take care of yourself. Bye now.